Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as promised, today I will be answering some of the questions that I asked you guys to send me for the Q&A. You guys sent quite a lot, fortunately, so thanks for that. Now you get to learn a lot more about me, but I'm still not telling you my first name. Sorry. First question says, if you watch other YouTube channels, which ones are your favorites? I do watch a lot of YouTube, actually. I'll watch it while I'm eating dinner because I eat in my room, not with my family. Dysfunctional family check. But I watch Jimmy Snow a lot, which a lot of you guys are actually here from. You see my comments on his videos and you came from here. Jacqueline Glenn, Rachel Oates, and just commentary channels in general. I love discussing how problematic other people are. But I guess it's fine. It's not gossip or anything. I'm not concerned about who the celebrity's dating or Charli D'Amelio's love life or whatnot. It's discussing people who did bad things and talking about it, or people that are on the internet that are spewing misinformation or stuff like that. Discussing things that are actually a problem. By the way, Charli D'Amelio is literally so pretty. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed that, but she's gorgeous. I would love to date her. Not that I ever could. I follow her on TikTok because she just seems so nice and talented, and she's so pretty. I love her, kind of. But anyways, it's always about something genuinely bad that somebody else did. So it's not petty or anything like that. But yeah, so those are some of the channels that I highly recommend if you like commentary. Which, I mean, if you're subscribed to this channel, then you probably like commentary. Next question says, why do you always wear a hat? Not saying it's a bad thing. You look adorbs in them. Just curious. Thank you for the compliment. Finally, somebody has something good to say about my appearance. Thanks. I just really like beanies a lot. I think they go well with my outfits, and they also cover up my messy hair, so it's a win-win. Next question says, these backdrops, inspiration? What are they? Cloth? Do you make them? No, I do not. I have not the time nor the skill to do that. I know how to stitch and do a little bit of sewing, barely any, but I cannot do that. I actually got them for Christmas one year. I don't even know when I got them, some year for Christmas. And I still have them. I think they look cute, so I use them. A lot better than you just seeing my gray wall or my door or something. Next question says, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel and be a commentary or on unique topics? Well, I had another channel when I was in middle school a few years ago, and it was very different from this one. I talked about squishies, I did weird skits. It was just stupid little videos that a kid would make. But the problem there was that not only was I not creative enough or entertaining enough, but I also got a lot of creeps on my videos. Since I was a very young girl doing YouTube videos for lifestyle stuff, a lot of older men would come there, and I was because they would say some weird stuff. There was one 27-year-old man who flirted with me and basically any teenage girl that he would see on YouTube. I went through his subscriptions, and his entire subscription list was just teenage girls. And he had a huge crush on this 18-year-old girl who was on a YouTube channel, and he watched 7 Supergirls when that was a thing. He watched all of those channels, which are targeted towards very young children, not 27-year-old men. So I was oh, that's concerning. But the good thing about this channel is I do commentary. So I do have an older audience sometimes, but they're watching my videos because they genuinely like the content, not to be creepy, you know? No man in his late 20s wants to sit down and watch some 12-year-old girl talk about squishies for 12 minutes straight, you know? It's not a normal thing they do when they come home from work. But some older people like watching videos talking about problematic things in the world. And I do that, so it makes sense that there are people of all ages that watch my content now. I don't have to worry about them just being creepy. But I actually started this channel specifically during quarantine because I was bored and I thought maybe I could just make an impact. Maybe I could just have a voice, you know? I thought there are a lot of things going on and I want to talk about it, so why not? Next question says, are you scared of people in your life who might stumble upon your videos and view you in a neither positive or negative way? Yes, that is why my mom did not know about this. Nothing I'm saying or doing on here is actually bad. It's just that she wouldn't agree with a lot of my opinions, and I feel she would think that I'm you know, this is a rebellion of mine. I'm more afraid of her shutting down my channel or something, if she found it and she would force me to stop making videos or something. If one of my relatives found my videos and was hey, I don't agree with your opinions, I'd be oh, okay, yeah, I figured. I think most of my relatives don't agree with my opinions. And for most of my relatives, if they did agree with one of my opinions, I'd be concerned. I'd be like, oh, maybe I need to rethink this, like, if they agree with me. So it wouldn't really be me being scared that how people are going to see me, it would be me being scared that I'm going to get in trouble. Next question says, what do you think about the transformed wife being sick situation? Should people stop criticizing her? Good question. So for those of you who are not aware, the transformed wife told her audience that she does have a brain tumor. Jimmy Snow did a video on that a little while ago because he criticized her a lot in the past, and so have I. I say past, but it's like a few months ago maybe. And he was talking about whether or not we should still criticize her. In my opinion, I do not wish illness on her at all. I genuinely hope that she makes a full recovery and that she's okay. I didn't hear the news and think like, ah, great, she's sick. With a transformed wife, I do hope that she gets better, but I don't think that we should stop criticizing her if she continues to do and say awful things on the internet. Being sick does not make you a saint. If you're still harming other people and just spewing hatred into the internet, I think that we should still be able to address what you're saying. You shouldn't get a free pass to be an awful person just because you have a sickness. So the next question is like 15 questions all in one comment. So I'm just gonna like read them off and answer them all as quickly as possible. The first question says, how old are you? I am 15 years old and I will be 16 on March 8th. Next one asks what kind of books I like to read. I like realistic fiction a lot. Honestly, I like writing books more than reading them, but I like writing books too. I like high school, like fictional books. Besides the romance, I'm not really big on like romance stuff. I can't relate to it. I don't really like it that much. It's kind of just boring for me. I also like Greek myths a lot and Percy Jackson. I remember I read Percy Jackson in like the 4th grade, and I like developed a huge crush on Talia Grace. Like, interesting story. I don't know if I've said this yet on this channel, but when I was a kid, there was this like Percy Jackson event going on in a Books a Million. And basically, you got to dress up as your favorite character. You'd come in, they'd read stories, and like they would give you some like prizes and stuff. So I was really excited. And at the time, I had an obsession with Greek mythology and sword fighting. And what I didn't know at the time was a huge crush on Talia Grace. She was just so cool. Like, she was like her sword, everything. Like, I loved her. Like, I was obsessed with her. And I dressed up as her and I went there, and I was the only person that showed up. Which is surprising because Percy Jackson's like a popular series amongst kids. But whatever. I was the only one that showed up. So it was just me, like, eagerly reading from this giant book of Greek myths with these 2 middle-aged women who were, like, hosting the event. It was really funny, but, like, I got some pretty cool sunglasses, so. Do you like anime? I've never actually seen anime. I don't really know that much about it, so I can't really say whether I like it or not. Do you listen to K-pop? I have never listened to K-pop. I'm sure maybe it's good. Maybe it's pretty good. I don't know. I've never listened to it. My best friend is like obsessed with them, but I don't know. I mostly listen to like Girl in Red, Hayley Kiyoko, Lorde, and then some like random artists here and there. Stuff like that. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? Probably the first one. I thought that the first book and the first movie were like the most interesting. Maybe that's like a dumb thing to say. I don't know. I thought that those were the most like action-packed ones. Like something was happening every step of the way. That's how I felt about it. Also, like my favorite part of like one of my favorite parts of the Harry Potter series was like when Harry's at home. I liked seeing like his home life was so entertaining. Like, he was terrible, you know, like he was treated so awful, but it was like, I don't know, family drama in like books and movies intrigues me. Maybe it's because I have a dysfunctional family. Not that my parents were like murdered by an evil entity and that I was sent off to live with my evil aunt and uncle or something. Nothing that extreme. I like the family drama. What's your favorite color? Probably blue. What's your favorite school subject? APUSH, which stands for AP US History if you didn't know that. Do you wear makeup? Not really. Sometimes I might wear some like lipstick because I have this purple lipstick that like matches my hair kind of. Well, actually my hair is kind of like going out, but like it matches the color kind of. But I don't really wear makeup. Are you a fan of the Twilight series? I was made to watch like all of the Twilight movies when I was a kid, because my family's like obsessed with the books and the movies. Not the books. My mom doesn't read books, but she was obsessed with the movies, and my grandma was too. So I watched like all of them, and I was kind of like trained to like them. But as I get older, I'm like, meh. Like, I don't, because like I said before, I don't really care for romance, and so I can't, like, and romance is like a humongous part of the Twilight series, so I don't really care for it. I did love Renesmee, though. I loved her character. Mackenzie Fox, amazing. Goddess. Favorite childhood movie? Coraline. I watched that movie so often as a kid. It was so disturbing, too. Stealing children's eyes and replacing them with buttons. Who came up with that? I basically traumatized my sister by watching that movie so often. Do you watch makeup tutorials? No, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, like I said previously. There are some pretty talented people, though. I gotta admit, like, they've got some talent. Facebook or Instagram? I mean, I only use Instagram, so I'm kind of biased, I suppose. I really don't know what goes on Facebook. All I know about Facebook is the wild conspiracy theories my mom sometimes, falls down. I come home one day and suddenly she's an anti-masker. Or once when I was a kid, she showed me this video on Facebook of this woman, like who made an entire presentation about how Monster Energy drinks are satanic. Like, it was the funniest crap, but I genuinely believed it as a kid because I was like 9 or something. If you haven't watched that video, go look it up. That lady, she's on something.
Please don't do cocaine! Hey! Cocaine ruin your brain! What?
It was funny though, you should go look it up.
Tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O?
There's a cross.
What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster?
Favorite Netflix series? I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I am currently watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is so confusing but pretty good. I usually watch YouTube, but like sometimes occasionally I'll watch a TV show. I did really enjoy A Series of Unfortunate Events. I read the books in like elementary school and it was really interesting. Also, Melina Wiseman, goddess, honestly. What's your sexual orientation? Pizza or sushi? I've never had sushi, so I can't really say if it's better or worse than pizza, but I have had pizza, so I'm gonna say pizza. Also, there's this place like downtown in my city that has like a really good vegan pizza. I get like pizza with like vegan cheese and sausage, and it's really good. Favorite Disney Channel series or movie? I don't know. Nickelodeon was a superior channel. Nickelodeon was better, like their humor. I feel like Disney, like they always, like the jokes they made, they always had to like explain every joke, and the jokes are kind of strange and they're kind of immature, but like Nickelodeon, like my little sister, she'll watch like Victorious, and it's still funny because their humor is just so random. It's about people being strange, like just weird things happening, and they don't feel the need to explain every joke. It's just like the audience gets it, I don't know if that makes any sense, but Nickelodeon was better. But I guess if I had to pick a Disney Channel show, maybe like, probably one of the older ones, like Zack and like Sweet Life on Deck or something. I watched a few episodes of that. Maybe Jessie. Those two are pretty good. What languages do you know besides English? I know a tiny bit of Spanish, and that is it. As an American idiot, I learned nothing in my years of schooling. I'm in Spanish 2 right now, my sophomore year of high school, and I'm getting better at it, but I still can't, like, if you spoke Spanish to me, I wouldn't know what you're saying at all. I'm really bad at listening to it. Like, I can read and write some, but speaking and listening, I don't know crap. Ask me where the bathroom is in Spanish, and I will not understand what you're saying at all. What are your favorite musicals? Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen, because those are like the only 2 musicals I actually know of. What would you like to do in the future? Well, I plan on becoming a respiratory therapist and doing some like writing on the side. I've been like writing books and stories for basically forever. I don't know if they're any good, they're probably not, but I have a backup plan because I find that when I read books, I'm like, wow, these authors, they're like really good. How do I do that? I'm just like, wow, I'm not that great. There's just so much that goes into it, and it's so, like the writings are just so beautiful. Makes me feel like trash. But besides having a career, I would like to move to like a vegan village in the woods where my partner and I could sword fight and go on tea party dates and go on hikes and just like, maybe doing sparkling water and stargaze at night. We could study like astrology and Greek mythology together. That would be my ideal life. What places do you want to visit after coronavirus? I don't know, I don't really like travel a lot. I'd probably just be exploring the woods or some like cottagecore type place. That's where you'll find me. So that's all the questions I'm going to be answering today. Thank you guys so much for submitting some questions so I don't have to do any work. Thank you for allowing me to just sit down and talk about myself, for an entire video. I don't know why that would interest you, but yes, it does. I say that as if you asked me for a Q&A. Like, you didn't ask for this. I just said, hey, I'm going to do a Q&A, so ask me some questions, please, because I don't want to do actual work. I want to sit down and do nothing. Like, none of you actually asked for this. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, y'all.